So I decided to record a recent shopping trip to Nations Fresh Foods. It's a small grocery store inside Jackson Square. This is the King Street West entrance to the underground parking. So there you can see to the left the Nations Fresh Food sign and the hotel sign. So you're going to be following the green signs for Nations and the west end of the underground parking. There you can see the clearance sign. And here I'm going to post the information on the free parking that the store in Jackson Square offers for shoppers of Nations. So there's all the information. So you do have to spend a minimum of $30 before taxes in Nations. And what you do is when you come out of the store with your store receipt and your parking ticket, so remember to bring your parking ticket with you into the store, you're going to want to head to the left elevator bank, and there's a security guard at a desk. You're going to show them your receipt and your parking ticket, and they're going to stamp the parking ticket for you, and they validate it. And then when you drive out either the Bay Street or the King Street exit, just present it to the person in the kiosk, and you'll have your free parking for the time limits that I just showed you. So you can just approach this door, it will open up automatically. And then just around the corner, you come up to a ticket taker kind of panel, and you just press a button and get your ticket. And remember to bring your ticket with you inside the store. So once you're underground here, you're going to keep following to the west all the way down to where Nations is and where the hotel parking is. And the easiest way to do that is to follow the colors of the pillars are green at the very west end. And there's two elevator banks. The one to the furthest west has shopping carts that are available for $1. I'll show you that in a second. So if you're doing a fairly large grocery shopping trip, you want to grab a large cart. If you're doing a small trip, then you can just use one of the red carts inside the store. Okay, so there you can see the $1 each shopping carts. So I don't know how often these are cleaned due to the pandemic. I'm not sure, but just be aware of that. So here's the main entrance for Nations, just off of Bay Street, and you enter through your left where those green lockers are. And as soon as you come in, you'll see red rolling carts with a long handle. So if you're just getting a small amount, you can use these carts. The time I was in the store was Friday between 10 and 11, so it was not very busy at all. But this store can get pretty crowded, especially on a Saturday midday. So just keep that in mind if you're planning a shopping trip. So this is kind of the first look at the produce section. So they offer a lot of exotic fruits that you can't find anywhere else. So this is kind of the reason to go to this store too, is to find that specialty fruit if you're making a dish that needs that ingredient. So they had these 10-pound bags of small onions on for $1.99. So I was planning to make some onion powder from them, which I do once in a while. So if they're on special, I take advantage of that. The other thing that this store carries a lot of is specialty salts. So this is a Himalayan sea salt, and I usually pick up a bag of this as well. So prices are pretty fair, but the main thing is it's not easy to find at other stores, especially in these quantities. Okay, so I'm going to show you throughout the video some products on the shelves that maybe are unusual or you didn't even know that they carried. So, you know, rock salt, Himalayan rock salt is something you don't see everywhere else. And throughout the store, you'll see these stackouts of specialty goods. So you can spend quite a few hours in the store if you wanted to, just looking to see what's available. And in between the specialty goods are the regular standard in the aisles, like, you know, standard grocery items. So I did pick up this Demerara cane sugar. It was 3 pounds, I think, for $2.99. So I got a couple of those. And one of the things that I like about the store is they have 2 or 3 sections of spices. So you can see here, this is just one aisle. All kinds of different spices. Some you can't get at other stores. But it's not just the one aisle, there's other aisles with spices as well. So you have to kind of keep meandering through the store if you don't see it the first time. And I would say the prices are on par with major chain grocery stores as well, especially for the quantities. Usually get a bit more at this store in a little bit larger packages. The one thing about this store, the employees, I wouldn't say all of them are fluent in English, so just keep that in mind if you kind of have a concern or you're trying to find something. It may be difficult to communicate that to some of these staff because, again, English is not maybe their first language, so just keep that in mind. So here's the chicken thighs that were on special. They have quite a variety of meat specials and meats that you don't usually see. Like, for instance, there's here like pork tongue, all kinds of organ meats. They even have a lot of duck, like Peking duck, both in raw form and baked. So just to have a look through the store and see what they have to offer. So these are the pork section and some of the side ribs that they had on special. So yeah, the prices can be very good. I would say sometimes they're not butchered very well, like there's a lot of fat on them. So you just keep that in mind. It's not going to be as good as a high-end butcher. And there's kind of the main meat counter where you can buy things from behind the counter as well and have them cut. And this is just a general area of the seafood section. So you have packaged seafood, both fresh and frozen. So sometimes they have good deals on like frozen salmon fillets. And then just around the corner they actually have a special room where they have fishmongers that are, preparing and cleaning fish, and whatever you want they can cut it for you. So there you can see some of the frozen products. And then this is inside that room. So a lot of shellfish. They have snails, live fish in tanks. There you can see them all laid out. So quite a variety of fish to see and to purchase. And there you can see some people, I think they were buying some fresh crabs, so they were going through the live crab tank and picking out what they wanted. And there is the counter in the back. I did end up buying some cuts of salmon here that were on special, so I have yet to try those, but they look pretty good. And obviously you can find all kind of end cuts and fish heads, things for soups and stews. And so again, it's quite a large store. You just have to kind of work your way through it. Lots of frozen products, imported products. So it's pretty endless. So there's a lot of these refrigerated sections. This section here features some kimchi, so a decent variety of authentic kimchi, either from Korea or China. And they're very good. I've tried a few, but the one just off to the right coming up with the red lid I've tried, and it's really good. But if you do your research and you want to try a certain exotic food, this is the place to come. They do have, like I said, a huge variety, and it's kind of endless, these bunkers and these sections here. So there you can see something that you don't normally see at other stores. They do have a wide array of dumplings, so frozen dumplings and other types of foods that you can either boil or put in the oven. So this is their store-made dumplings. Some are pork-based, some are shrimp. I've had a few of some brand name dumplings from that store, and it is good. It's a nice flavor. It's not something you have every day, but it's nice to try out. Here's another section of basically tofus, different types, of soy products, soy drinks, and then you have your standard grocery items in stand-up freezers and fridges. So that's the nice thing about the store too. You can still get your what I would call your regular grocery items along with some exotic products. This is their ready to eat section, which is busy during the rest of the day in the afternoon. I think this is what they make the day before and then they put it out. So you can just buy, some duck or barbecue chicken or different dishes that have been prepared and packaged and kept hot. So at this time of day, it was pretty deserted. There was no one around that end of the store. But I'm just kind of showing you what they have to offer. They do have a seating area. I don't know if it's open during the COVID times. And the entrance in the mall at this end of the store, I'm not sure if it's open. So I did not come in that way and I can't speak to that. So here's kind of the cheese, part of the cheese corner or counter, and some of the products beside it. They do have a decent selection of specialty cheeses and some good deals. Here's their bakery section. Frozen burgers. So yeah, quite a vast selection of frozen goods. And next to the bakery, there's a counter with desserts. And their dairy section. And then in that area, they also have, again, some stack outs or some specialty items, flyer items, things like that. So these were potato chips, I think 2 for $1. But they have some interesting flavors that you don't normally see, like tomato and garlic and honey. So I didn't take it that time, but what I was interested in is this pure pomegranate juice. So it was 1 liter, and I thought it was a good deal for $2.99, so I bought 2 bottles. But this is the stuff you find either in the flyer or in the stack outs, and you think, well, it's a pretty good deal, and it usually is. Here's some pork rinds, quite a different selection of them. Just one example of an end cap with different products. Obviously, I didn't film every single aisle of the store, just picked out a few things here and there just to show you. And it was nice because the store wasn't busy, so I did kind of take my time to go through. I was only there for less than an hour, but I just wanted to film a few sections of the store just to give you an idea. So again, a lot of the labeling is there's not a lot of English on it. Some do, some don't. So you can always ask for help. And this is kind of past the dairy section. Sorry for the shaky video here. Kind of an endless variety of specialty drinks, many of them imported. So you kind of have to know what they are and what the ingredients are. But a lot of Tetra packs of tropical juices and things like that. So, and some brand names that you see at other major chains. And here you can see, again, stackouts of all kinds of products, rice crackers and dried peas that are flavored, and different snack items. So it can kind of be overwhelming. That's the one thing about this store. There's so much to see, and I would encourage you just go for an hour and just kind of get the general layout of the store and see what's available, and then on a future trip maybe spend some more time. But this is the main checkout. So where I came in, close to Bay Street, they have 9 checkouts. Now keep in mind they do not take credit cards. They only take debit or cash, which to me is not great. There's a lot of people that have either points, reward points, or some kind of reward program with the credit card, but yeah, they don't offer that. So I think to keep prices down, they only accept cash and debit. So that was my short trip, and hopefully you got some tips about Nation's Fresh Foods in Hamilton. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe. Bye for now.